Good morning, and welcome to the morning chat where I tell you what's on my mind in the morning time. Yes, I'm in here at 7:03. All right, I am determined to get out of here before 8 o'clock and the traffic start looking real ugly like. How y'all doing? I hope y'all had an awesome night's rest. I had too much of a nice rest because, child, I couldn't. I didn't want to get out of bed. I literally was like, I could just not do it. I could just not do it. I could just not do the morning chat and bring you what was on my mind this morning time. But so I didn't. I didn't. I decided, you know what, nah, I'm gonna have to get up anyway. Unless I'm planning on calling out of work today. Unless I plan on calling out for work today. No, no, child, no. So, I'm here with y'all. I'm here with y'all on time. God's willing, I can get up off of here by 7:30. And by 7:30 today. Now, morning announcement, bedtime stories, episode 13 of Caught Up Love. Episode 13 of Caught Up Loving a Trill One review is up. Chapter 12 is what I'm reviewing. Um, well, it's premiering at 9 p.m. tonight. Okay, so go tune in at 9 on YouTube on According to Akara podcast and According to Akara channel and watch it, like it, share it, subscribe. You know, go on over there. Go on over there. Okay. Um, and of course the morning chat from last Tuesday, Wednesday is premiering now. Um, is premiering because there was a Wednesday chat. That is premiering this morning or has been posted for today. So let's get into what was on my mind in the morning time. I had a wonderful dream last night. I had a dream that I met a guy. He's a big guy, beautiful big guy. Actually, I met two guys. And the guy that initially liked me introduced me to the big guy who I eventually married and had children with. Now I know we ain't gonna have no children because I am 50 years old. I ain't having nobody's baby. I know nothing about birthing no babies at 50. Okay? I'm not having people's kids. I'm not having nobody's children. Okay? Um, but he was a big guy. Um, he was a big guy, and the guy that initially liked me introduced me to the big guy because, with the intention of me not really liking him, it was weird. Like he introduced me to the guy with the hopes of like, look, he's a y'all should hook up, whatever, da da da. Da. It was weird. He hooked me up with the guy, or try, like maybe. And if you don't like him, then I might. you're not going to like him. It's almost like he did it knowing, thinking, believing that I would not like his friend. And we had a moment. We kind of had what was that moment? Lady in the Tramp moment when you're eating the spaghetti and then we kissed. And then it was like, you are the one. And we fell in love, got married, had children. But the guy didn't expect that to happen. He really liked me the whole time. He hooked me up with the friend, thinking, it would backfire. It's like she doesn't even she likes me. I know she likes me. I like her, but you go ahead and date him. And then, I don't know what was the crazy thing that was. Pawn them off on the friend when in actuality the whole time you wanted them. You know, that was a crazy dream. And the only way I'm going to have somebody's babies is in the by and by, in the new world, in New Jerusalem, when Jesus comes back. Okay, and I get a whole new body. Because this body is 50. Okay? I am counting the days till I sit up here and I am counting the days for menopause. Okay? And she can't come quick enough. Some lucky ass friends of mine already is experiencing perimenopausal. I should have had 3 kids. Shoot. I feel like my body's like, girl, you still got some babies in you. Girl, you should have got knocked up when I was having sex. Okay? I tell my body, I ain't having sex. I am not having sex. Okay? So, sucks for you. Okay? You had a good 20, 30 years to get me knocked up. Okay? Cheers to you, body. But at any rate, um, but yeah. And also fear kind of want to creep in a little bit this morning. You know, and it's like, oh, I'm right back to, so what am I going to do? You know, I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay. But I do know something's going to happen. And this is the way I feel about fear. When fear starts to creep in, then you know that you're doing the right thing. Because fear is designed to keep you from doing something. Okay? That's not doing something scary, but necessary. You understand what I'm saying? Fear is a weapon of the enemy. And fear is designed to get you scared. It's just to scare you. It is designed to scare you into doing something stupid. Stupid is designed to make you do something stupid, something that you're not supposed to do. It's made you to confine you, to keep you from doing what you need to do, what's best for you. Fear keeps you in bad relationships. You keeps you at a job that you hate. Keeps you enslaved to a master that don't give a hoot about you. Fear keeps you in bondage. So defy fear. Do it scared. I was listening to more to the story yesterday, and they were talking about, you know, always living on the edge because he's a comedian and always just living on the edge. And, it was scary actually pursuing comedy as his main source of income. You know what I mean? Jumping out there and pursuing this, you know, and going through, having his support system help him. It's like, they put a couple of $100 in there. Oh, we can have pizza tonight, or I can do this tonight. And now he is living off of his talents and his comedy. And when you had those small breakthroughs, whoo, that didn't pay, that one project didn't pay for your rent for the next 3 months. And then, and then, and then, you know what I'm saying? I was watching a little bit of Icy Tarot. Well, I think it's Icy. It's Icy something Tarot. And she's sitting up here crying. I couldn't listen to the whole thing because she kept crying. But it wasn't a bad cry. It's like, why would you come on camera crying? This is phony. It gave me phony. But it wasn't phony. She was talking about, I'm finally coming into what I was supposed to do. And she's young. She thinks she came into it at 20. She looked like she ain't but 26 at best. She's the same age as my son. Okay. At best, girl. You think first of all, if you have come into knowing what your purpose is at that young age, hallelujah, thank you. That is an awesome situation when you come into it at that young age and you've been kind of searching through life. I am 50 years old. And all my life I had to fight. No, I didn't have to. I had to say, you can't say all my life without saying I had to fight. If you is black and you watch The Color Purple like I watched The Color Purple, you got to say I had to fight. Okay. All my life I kind of floated along. I just did what I had to do. I was mediocre. I was lukewarm. I was just whatever. Just to get by, just to get by. I had no real ambitions since a child. When I was a child, I wanted to be a model. I did. I wanted to be a runway model. I wanted to be in pictures. I wanted to be posing. I wanted to be putting on makeup, having my hair done, taking pictures. Trust me, you could not keep me from in front of a camera as a kid. Okay. I wanted to do Barbara's Arm and my mom dashed those dreams right to the ground. Girl, you don't want to be no model. I said, it ages out quickly. It said, can I still be a model at 30? She was like 30 when she dashed my dreams. It ages out too quickly. I mean, as a mother, she was right, though. At that time, in the 80s, once you hit 25, find another career. Okay? But I never even considered, what about the old people that model underwear and the cross your heart bras and the elderly shoes? There was old models then. They just weren't runway models. Okay. But she dashed those little dreams to hell. I wanted to be a star. I'm telling you, when I was a kid, I I dreamed of being a celebrity. a model, a singer, a dancer, and at an early age, I found out when my mom dashed my little model dream that that's not practical. And ever since then, it was just like, well, then practically, I want to get out there and make money. And every time, it seems like every time the things that I wanted to do, my parents, as they should, guided me away from doing that. And I love them. Like I wanted when I graduated from high school. At first I kind of like I wanted to go to college. I wanted to do the whole sorority. I didn't watch School Days and A Different World and all these shows, and it made me want to go to college. But I knew I didn't have the grades throughout my high school career until my last year, my senior year, where I would look academically good to go to a college, a university, you know, like A Different World, out of state. You know what I'm saying? College, going to Spelman or Morehouse or Howard. None of those accepted me either. By the way, FYI, they didn't accept my ass. Um, I wanted to go to HBCU and step and be a part of the AKAs because my name is Akara, AKA, duh, until I found out, oh, there's a paper bag test. Back in the day, yeah, you didn't find too many dark skinned AKAs. I said, well, okay, well, then I guess I'll be a Delta. Okay. Um, and I grew up and did none of those. And then by the time I graduated, I was like, let me just, right now you didn't have the ITT Tech commercials out there. I guess I'm trying to think of what was the trade school commercial when I graduated in 1990. Um, they had like trade school commercials. I said, I just want to go and get me a trade, like computer network systems, get me a trade, learn how to work with computers, learn how to do some type of trade that would be good for me, and just get out there and get a job. That's what I wanted to do. And my dad convinced me to go to school, to college. Why college? It wasn't to, my one of the things I love about my dad was that he didn't want me to go to college to get a degree and get a good job. He said you need the college experience, and I would suggest that if you know your child is a good student, you understand. With my son, I never even pressed college. I knew my son wasn't going to go to college. My son, after the first day of pre-K, okay, my son hated school. He was all excited about going to school, his first day of school. And then after that first day of school, he hated it. Nathan hate, hated school. He wasn't that kid, okay? He's smart, naturally smart, okay? You articulate, you would think he got his PhD. Articulate. He reads, does all that stuff. He just doesn't like the traditional go to class, do your homework, turn it in type. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't, never been that kid. He never did well in that learning environment. Now you have different alternative types of learning that you can do, and it is good. I honestly believe my son could have tested out of school. And he didn't want to do it. He wanted to graduate because he wanted to graduate. He wanted to achieve it and he did it. Okay. My son is incredibly intelligent. I wish I was as articulate as he is. Now, if he could manage to not be as emotional, his emotional cancer self, and when he's just sit down and he's just talking, man, that he be talking his talk. So that part. I said I have my notebook here and I was gonna talk on the subject. I'm gonna leave that for one for tomorrow. Because I want to talk. I'm already talking about what was on my mind in the morning time, and this is what's on my mind. That fear, that education. As I went to talk about fear, then I went in and talk about. I went in and talked about pursuing your dream. I just saw on Instagram the other yesterday actually that a former coworker of mine, girl, I see her progressing and I'm so proud of her. Um, I think I was a little concerned about where she would be. I'm gonna say this: every just because you get laid off or fired from a job, or let go from a job, or you walk away from a job, and I'm talking to not only those who are being laid off or fired, or but I'm also talking to those who has to do the letting go and do the firing. Sometimes I would almost say most of the time when you let somebody go, especially if they're not performing, if they're not performing, okay, or they're not conforming to an office setting, because some people they're just working because they need money and they're afraid to hustle, you know, but they know how to hustle. And I'm not hustle. I'm not talking about hustle, duping people out of their money type of hustle. I'm talking about get out there and beat your feet on them pavement and get what you deserve. Go out there and get it. Sometimes letting that person go, especially when they're underperforming, or you could tell that they're just not into the job, they're just there to be there, and they're or not keeping up with the work, letting that person go could be the best thing you ever did for that person. And for the ones that's being let go, I know it hurts right now. Okay. But use that energy, turn that energy and get out there and hustle. Maybe you're not meant to work in an office setting, or you may not be meant to work for someone, or you may not be meant to work in the United States of America. I'm just saying that when one door closes, another door opens. Sometimes you got to close that door in order to let another door open. Okay? I'm telling y'all, my youngins, let me tell you, I know from experience. There's times where I've never been fired. Let me get that straight. Let me tell you that I love my record. I've never been fired, and I pray that I never will be fired. Okay, but I have quit, and I've had assignments come to an end. Okay, temporary assignments, they've come to an end. Okay, and there are some assignments that have come to an end because there's been a change of a staff. And when you were working for one person and you feel like you want this job, you need this job. I have a child. I need this job. I'm gonna need y'all to hire me. And then they change staff, and that person phases out whoever was there under that other person and bring in their own people. And it's like, damn, I was hoping that I was going to get hired. But had I been hired there, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have been there long because the business ended up closing. Okay. Or they weren't equipped to be able to prepare me for the next level in my life. That happened to me when I first moved down here. I say back down here because I lived down here in the 90s. I went to school down here in Atlanta. And I moved back down here and I was temping. I was doing temp jobs, long term assignments, short term assignments, and stuff like that. And I got this one job at a law firm that no longer exists now. And I parlayed a 2 month job into a 4 month job. Got employee of the month. Got a raise at a tip agency to that law firm that I was working for. And then the person that I was working with quit because the job was stressing her out so bad. And they brought someone else in new. And I was hoping that, you know, I would end up getting hired, but because of that, and I was heartbroken. I was heartbroken because I was hoping to stay. I was hoping to parlay that right into a job. And I mean, like I said, I was heartbroken, but I went back out there on the employment trail, and got me another, this time, attempt to perm position for the law firm that I worked at for 10 years, 11 years. So, and that was the job. And I prayed, Lord, let me keep this job until my son at least graduated. And sure enough, the year after my son graduated from high school, they let me go. I wasn't fired. I was there for 10 years. So I apparently was doing an okay job for them to keep me around. And then the year after I was let go, the office closed. You understand? I wanted to feel some type of way, but I wasn't. I was like, thank you, because I wasn't going to leave. I mean, I remember saying this prayer. Sometimes I was like, I am ready to. I said, something happened. One of the attorneys said something to me, and I said, God, move them or move me. And I promise you the next week, they let me go. So, and the same thing, like I worked for this t-shirt company, and it was getting bad. I wasn't able to pay my rent. I was barely getting by. When I started there, I was Gucci. Like I had extra money because this right after school. I quit this job. Like I quit this job working in a doctor's office. Not because of the doctor. The doctors were the sweetest when they were sweetest. But let me tell you, FYI, be nice to your nurses, to the front desk operators, to the medical assistants. Be really, really loving towards them as much as you can. I know sometimes you go into the doctor's office, you're in pain, mean as a rattlesnake, but be nice as much as you can to those. Because them doctors behind, after they done smile, hey, good, I'm so happy that you know, and they're giving you the bedside manner, okay, they are tearing their staff apart sometimes. You know what I'm saying? On little ish, you know, and the office manager. My main thing wasn't the doctors, it wasn't the patients, it was that office manager. She was a whole bitch on wheels, and she didn't know what the fuck she was doing. She was going around there acting like she knew what she was doing. She didn't know what the fuck she was doing. She got that job on a favor because she knew the doctor that who the office it was. Matter of fact, I don't even think she knew the doctor. She knew his wife. And I hate to say it about black owned businesses, but we got to do better. We got to do better. We've got to do better as black owned businesses. We've got to do better. I'm just saying. We got to stop pinching pennies, and we got to get the technologies and the stuff that we need so that we can run our businesses well. And with, you know, so we can run our businesses better. But anyway, pursue your dream. When fear kicks in, you know you're doing the right thing. Trust God, because fear is designed to keep you from trusting God. And that is the purpose of fear. You're not going to get that. God ain't going to support you. The door ain't going to open. There ain't no doors open. If the door ain't open while this door is open, then jump. Do it. Do it. Do it. Jump and be nice to the people that you're leaving, though. Okay? Don't leave and be like, kiss my hand. Or maybe, do that. Because now you can't go back. So that means you got to go forward. And you got to make it. Because you can't go back now. You know, but do it. And the worst comes to worst, you get another job, get back in there, do what you got to do so you can pay your bills, you know what I'm saying, and then jump again, okay? And if you're blessed with having a string, like a wife or a supportive parent or supportive spouse or supportive friends, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. You'll be surprised what you can do. You can be surprised that you can fly. You got wings. You don't see them. And they will never get strong if you don't use them. So jump. Okay? Jump. For your love. Jump it. Okay, anyway. Child, I gotta go. It's past that time. I just did a whole 35 with y'all talking about jump and fear. And having a husband that is a big, I'll take the big guy as a husband now. The children, I've had my child. I said, how about let's have some grandkids? Anyway, let me get on out of here. I gotta get on to work. I'm trying to get there on time. Okay? All right. Y'all have a good one. Remember, love yourself. Love your neighbors. And stay authentic. And keep warm outside. It's been warm. It has been cool in the morning out here in Atlanta. Okay? But anyway,